Welcome to the Full Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording, and it is 3:50 p.m. that is Central Time, and today is August 29th, and today being Friday, it's the big picture, long-term audio and video for the various different asset classes. And today, it's also the last month of August. Last day of August. So there's a little bit of profit taking heading into month end in some asset classes, while others are breaking on the upside. And there are some big questions in front of us. And what I'd like to do in today's broadcast is to frame the discussion in terms of the psychological perception stages of major bull and bear markets. Now, that forms a large part of the discussion in the first part of the second day of the chart seminar. And I saw a piece today from a newsletter in the New York Times that reminded me of almost exactly the kind of picture I paint during that presentation. Because there is a time in the market when not only has the buy and hold strategy been performing exceptionally well, but that people begin to frame it as being the only strategy that works, and that trading is a waste of time. That if you had not been trading, you would have actually made more money. Now, what that in fact does, more than anything, is withdraws supply from the market. Because if you are engaging in buy and hold strategies, the number one thing that you are not doing is selling. So we have had a very significant jump in the way that people look at markets. And one of the most significant of those, since I would say really about 2015, has been the diamond hands phenomena in Bitcoin. And what that basically means is that your hands are so solid that you couldn't possibly leave go of what you're holding. So it's basically that you will hold on, doesn't matter what happens. And then there's the other way of thinking about it is that if you had sold your Apple or sold your Google or sold your Microsoft at any point in the last decade, look at how much money you would have missed out upon. So it doesn't matter what happens, then you have to sit through any kind of volatility. And then let's just think about what kind of volatility has actually happened. We've had very significant drawdowns. Bitcoin has dropped by 90% on several occasions and rebounded. And then we've seen extraordinary volatility in some of the mega cap shares. Nvidia was down over 50% and then rebounded, and then pulled back by 40% and rebounded. So obviously there's this tolerance today where people have sat through extraordinary bouts of volatility and been richly rewarded for doing so. That makes the selling decision even more difficult. So on the one hand, you have the fact that buy and hold has been by far the best strategy, and anyone who has followed it has done exceptionally well. And then simultaneously, there is the conditioning effect of having gone through periods of excess volatility and then come out the better for it at the end. Therefore, you're more likely to be willing to sit through those kinds of bouts of volatility in the future.